Tonight, an 8 News investigation, an exclusive investigation. AJ Legault looks into allegations that a state lawmaker attempted to steer millions of tax dollars to a charity run by a close personal friend.
It's a story you'll only see on 8.
I will be voting to stick up for taxpayers, not to stick them up.
That's State Delegate Scott Lingamfelter speaking in 2008.
You see, you can't have it both ways.
The Republican from Fauquier was lecturing fellow delegates about the evils of pricey budget amendments, so-called earmarks.
Sitting on the Appropriations Committee, Mr. Speaker, has been a real eye-opener for me. You get a real insight into how people are willing to bring huge budget amendments and request for things they know well we can't afford in tight times.
But it's earmarks of his own to a nonprofit involved in the production of Wright Brothers aircraft that have him now under fire.
Funding basically what appears to be pork for Lingamfelter's buddies in his district.
Camille Cooper is the Legislative Affairs Director for Protect, an organization dedicated to protecting children from sexual predators. All it takes is a quick glance at Protect's Facebook page to see they're not happy with Delegate Lingamfelter. Cooper says they've been trying to get a bill passed
that gives money directly to law enforcement officers to hunt down people that are raping children.
But she claims Delegate Lingamfelter killed the legislation.
The chairman has refused to set it on the calendar for a vote.
One of Protect's Facebook posts contains this image of the delegate. It reads, Lingamfelter alibi can't get off the ground. It details an earmark Lingamfelter proposed this year for $500,000 to create a school program to study development of the first free flight aircraft.
There's an old saying in politics, don't tell me what you value, show me your budget. And that's where we really get to understand our legislators.
While Protect is questioning the delegate's budget priorities, for us, their post raised other questions. Digging into the state records, we see this is not the first time Delegate Lingamfelter has tried to earmark big chunks of taxpayer money towards Wright Brothers flight-related issues. Exhibit A, this 2008 budget amendment. It provides $1 million to the Discovery of Flight Foundation to support the reproduction of the 1908 Wright Model A flyer. And then again in 2013, an earmark for $500,000 to fund a pilot program in cooperation with Discovery of Flight Foundation. Wanting to know more about this organization, we pulled their tax records. The president is listed as a Clyde Kaiser. Run his name through VPAP, the Virginia Public Access Project, and you find Kaiser is not only one of Delegate Lingamfelter's donors, but is also someone who's received a payment from the Lingamfelter campaign, in this case for catering at a campaign event. Here's an invitation for a reception honoring Delegate Lingamfelter where, at the time, Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli was a special guest. The reception was held at the 4,800 square foot home of Clyde Kaiser, located on 10 acres in Nokesville, Virginia.
It certainly raises questions.
University of Richmond law professor Henry Chambers reviewed what we uncovered. A personal relationship between Delegate Lingamfelter and a political donor who is also the president of an organization the delegate has been trying to steer millions of dollars in funding towards.
That doesn't look great. It's illegal? No, but it doesn't look great.
We tried repeatedly to get an interview with Delegate Lingamfelter. We emailed and got no response. We went to his office repeatedly.
Not right now. He's working on something.
On this trip, as his secretary tried to get rid of us, we saw the delegate walk into his office, so decided to stay put.
We can wait.
Eventually, the delegate's aide came by.
He's tied up right now. You guys want to try to come by another time?
We can wait.
We don't leave, and after some time, the delegate agrees to speak with me, but won't allow our camera in his office. Inside, he wouldn't answer any of my questions about his relationship with the president of Discovery of Flight. He refused to do any sort of on-the-record interview, just insisting he's the victim of Washington-style hardball politics by the group Protect. While Protect is certainly not shying away from calling out Delegate Lingamfelter.
So he created $1 million of funding for a friend of his in his district to build a model airplane.
The questions they raise and the delegate refuses to answer seem to go hand in hand with Virginia's new focus on campaign and political ethics, forced into the spotlight by Governor McDonnell's gift scandal.
It certainly raises questions in terms of it may be the Virginia way. Is this the Virginia way moving forward?
And just to be perfectly clear, most of the money originally earmarked to Discovery of Flight did not make it into the final budgets, and we also found nothing that indicates Delegate Lingenfelter did anything that violates Virginia law. AJ Legault, 8 News.